What's up guys, in today's Hbar video I want to talk about something very interesting that is right now happening on the chart of Hbar. Some things that you definitely need to pay attention to if you're currently holding or if you're planning to hold Hbar anytime soon. So watch this video until the end, don't forget to like the video if you appreciate the content, of course, and let's get straight into it. So guys, on the right hand side of your screen, you can basically see the Hbar chart on the weekly time frame going all the way back to March 2020. And on the left hand side of your screen, you can see Hbar versus gold. And this chart basically shows whether Hbar is about to outperform gold or underperforming against gold. And what is interesting to talk about straight away is that Hbar is basically at a very important support area here on the weekly time frame against gold. Actually the same support where we were at in November 2024, where Hbar actually had a massive bounce here against gold, which means that Hbar massively outperformed the gold price, and not just against gold but also against the dollar in that exact same time frame here, October, November 2024. So it's very important in my personal opinion to look at Hbar versus gold but also against the dollar to basically know what the probabilities are in terms of whether Hbar is going to outperform the dollar or underperform. So I always personally like to look at both of these charts. Now, as I said, Hbar is currently testing that exact same support against gold, and basically you want to be interested in Hbar right here at this support zone and not when Hbar is basically at very high valuations against gold. For example, here in December 2024, in August 2025, or what is it, April, February 2024, at these areas you don't want to be interested in Hbar, but whenever Hbar is at support against gold, that is, in my personal opinion, the best time to be in the market or the best time to scoop up some more Hbar for these cheap valuations, but of course not financial advice. Now down below here we actually have the RSI against gold, and what is important to see here, and if I actually make this bigger, is that Hbar's RSI versus gold actually went to the lowest ever seen, ever recorded on this chart, and we are currently still very low here, which means that Hbar is significantly oversold against gold. And once again, you want to be interested in Hbar whenever it's oversold against gold and not whenever it's overbought against gold, such as we have seen here in December 2024. Let me now focus on Hbar here on the right hand side of your screen against the dollar. We have this upward support line which goes back to 2020 with multiple touch points. As you can see, we had a slight deviation here to the downside in 2024. Hbar slightly broke below this trend line, but eventually we had a swift recovery back up. And as you can see, also recently, a few weeks ago, we also tested this exact support line, this multi-year support line for Hbar. And yeah, if I have to be honest, probability wise, this is one of the best, if not, in my personal opinion, the best buying opportunity possible for Hbar. Not guaranteed that we're going to go up straight away from here, but obviously you want to be interested in this specific region and not whenever Hbar is trading at these high valuations around 30 cents, around 40 cents. That is basically not the area where you want to be interested in Hbar, in my personal opinion. So I think probability wise, guys, there is a pretty high chance that Hbar could see a significant bounce to the upside anytime soon. I just can't tell you when that's exactly going to happen. I'm also going to talk about the price targets in a minute, but first off, if you look at the RSI here for Hbar versus the dollar, you can also see that yeah, we are significantly oversold. There was one time in 2022 at the bear market low where Hbar's RSI dipped even lower than the valuations that we saw recently. But yeah, all in all, we are significantly oversold on this chart. So I think probability wise, this is not a bad time to be in the market, not a bad time to scoop up some Hbar in my personal opinion. And lastly, if we look at the volatility here for Hbar, this is basically the Bollinger Band width indicator, which measures volatility on the weekly time frame. You can see that we're currently still I would say relatively higher on this volatility index. At recent significant market bottoms, Hbar was even lower on this index. For example, here in October 2023, we touched that green line to the downside, and also here in October 2022, as you can see. And currently we are still pretty higher on this volatility index. So yeah, in the absolute worst case scenario, we still could see one more dip to the downside before eventually a possible huge recovery back to the upside for Hbar. But that would then be my absolute worst case scenario. But all in all, I think right now is a very good moment to be in the market or to scoop up some Hbar for these cheap valuations. You can also see that if we draw a horizontal line here, that Hbar is currently, let me actually make this line more visible for you. You can currently see that Hbar is still holding above this rejection point from February 2023 and also above this level here from 2023. So yeah, all in all, this is not a bad time to be in the market. Previous resistance is right now flipping, hopefully into new support for Hbar. That is at least what I am currently eyeing.
And by the way, guys, if you're looking for a trusted and reliable trading brokerage, I will highly recommend Capital SureTrade, which have made trading very easy and much profitable. My links are down below. You can proceed to registering your trading account and earn as an advanced trader, as the trade are being carried out automatically by the trading bots, which makes profits guaranteed, ensuring over 10 to 20% profit daily, depending on your investment portfolio. Trading systems save traders from the risk of being liquidated while trading, because the trading risk is being handled by the risk management team. So that was a quick update. Back to the video.
Now let's actually talk about my Hbar price targets here for this year. What is a realistic scenario for Hbar? How high could the price go in case the bottom is in, or in case we are close to the bottom for Hbar? Now, first off, what you need to understand there is that we have a few huge rejection points here on this chart for Hbar. This is basically the area of interest to me, where I would personally lock in some profits on an Hbar position or on the spot market, because I think that this area could once again provide huge resistance. You can see a massive rejection here in 2021, 2021, also this one. Also here in 2025, recently, huge rejection over here. And this is basically the area, I would say, between, let's say, 37 cents all the way up to 45, even as high as 56 cents. This is my first major area of interest for Hbar, and from the current position, that is a very lucrative opportunity in my opinion, because we're talking about a minimum of 274%, maybe even as high as 350%, which is absolutely massive from the current position. But once again, not guaranteed, and it is always wise, in my personal opinion, to lock in the profits on the way up. That is just my personal strategy. But also, I do think within the next major bounce, within the next major bullish trend for crypto, for Hbar, I think there is even a chance that Hbar could set a new all-time high above its previous all-time high, which was actually located around 57 cents or so. So I think Hbar could set a new all-time high. Obviously, it's all speculation. I can't tell you exactly how high Hbar is going to go, but I can tell you with a high degree of certainty that this area, I would say between 37 cents and 45 cents, could provide huge resistance for Hbar. But personally, I wouldn't sell everything. I would just keep a small portion just in case price goes much higher. But this could definitely be an interesting area for some profit taking.
And lastly, guys, if you want to stay up to date with everything I'm posting real time, I've got a free official WhatsApp group where I share market updates, breaking crypto news, charts, and very important development in the trading system. This is absolutely for free. So if you want to be part of that, the link is down below in this video description. You've got to check it out.